evening, everyone, and welcome to another exciting edition of Pardon Our Picks. I'm your host, Sam. Alongside me is the full crew. How are you guys tonight?
We're here. Friday Eve. Let's do this thing.
We're trying to get this done before the game. I think we'll just manage it. We're good. We're here. Let's talk some football. How you doing, man?
I'm doing okay. You know, it's Thursday, and we need to get these people information before the game starts so they can make their picks if they use us. They probably not pick against one of us. And be like,
if they use any of us, we know who they use.
Derek.
It's totally Derek. 100%.
Totally. Anywho, we are brought to you by Aardvark Concepts Incorporated. More than just a sign shop, check them out in Maryland, in Westminster, for all of your sign and decal needs. And to get too deep of Maryland, they have a show this weekend. It is at Twain's Tavern, Saturday. Check them out. I checked it ahead of time. They are there Saturday night. Go check them out. It's going to be a great show.
What's the date? It's 15th.
I believe so, yeah.
What time?
8.
Yeah, I was going to say 8. Probably.
All right.
What were those little things you had, Brady?
Oh, Christmas ornaments.
Oh.
Spirit.
Nice.
It's Thanksgiving, not Christmas.
You don't decorate for Thanksgiving. You decorate.
I do. I have pumpkin pies, and literally Kim has little stuffed pumpkin pies and turkeys and stuff decorating the house.
People who decorate for Christmas before Thanksgiving are psychotic.
I scolded my kids for singing Christmas carols.
Songs about Christmas until December 1st. No, decorating for Christmas until December 1st.
That is just not joyful at all. I like
Totally
joy,
joyful.
Sam.
I like to appreciate the holiday that we're in.
Yes, listen. Like an NFL team, I don't look to the team after the week I'm going to be playing here. I look at the team I'm coming up against. Thanksgiving's the next holiday. I'm not skipping that holiday. I'm not looking past it.
It's a filler.
I'm going to fill up on turkey and mashed taters.
Yeah, too bad you won't be playing football.
I know.
Not that I'm bitter or anything.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But I'll be in West Virginia, folks. Yeah, first time in ever for Thanksgiving. So it is what it is. But we're wasting time. I know you guys want to see it. You guys want to hear it. Let's get into it. We're going to start with...
Oh, Sam, are you okay?
No, I've had this cold. Just, I don't know, man. What you got?
Maybe somebody fed you a poison pill, like how the Dallas Cowboys and Green Bay Packers slotted that into their trade agreement for Michael Parsons earlier this season. So for our uninformed viewers, a poison pill is essentially part of the contract that says if you trade the players that you received in the trade to a division rival of the team that they just came from, you forfeit a draft pick. In this case, it is a 2028 first-round pick. So my question for the panel this week is, do you think this is good or bad for the sport of football?
Ooh, for the sport of football, I think it's kind of a double-edged sword. It kind of keeps things from really playing out how they would naturally play out. How, he could be a great asset in that division to another team because he knows the division so well. However, Jerry Jones earlier in the year made comments that were kind of controversial about like him just focusing on his business because he's a businessman. This is a business move, and this is a good move. Like I don't hate it. I think it's like way above my pay grade. I wouldn't have thought of something like that, but I think it's a solid move by any football team, and I think we're going to probably see it a lot more.
I don't like it. I don't like that, like, I trade you this player, and I get to tell you what you do with that player. Like, that's kind of like, once it's gone, it's gone. That's not your call anymore. So I don't really... But I was also one of the people against like a guaranteed contract that like Lamar and some of these other people were going for. So maybe I'm just a bitter old fogey, but that's my opinion.
I am all for a poison pill. We did the same thing back in the day. The most famous one, other than Mike Parsons, of course, the Brett Favre trade to the Jets from Green Bay. They did not want him in Minnesota. That's exactly where he wanted to go. So he made a stop and retired for just long enough for them to be able to do that. And that's how he got around it. They didn't trade him over there.
Do you want Green Bay finding, or the NFL finding the Jets for him then going over to Minnesota?
He retired. He got around it in that sense, but they weren't able to just pick him up and then immediately ship him on over there for like 2 picks from them, because they would have probably gotten 2 picks for him. And the way they did with Micah Parsons, I'm pretty sure Philly would have offered them quite a bit for Micah. Actually, probably more than they gave up. So, I mean, it would have been advantageous for them to do that and to get those extra picks. But I mean, I'm okay with it. I am okay with it. I don't see Micah doing it the way Favre did, but guess what to see.
See, I think I love it. Like, the more interesting that we can make these superstar players who, like, obviously Micah Parsons is the one that this is more focused on, not the guy that the Dallas Cowboys got back, because the same thing applies for that player as well. But I don't think that the Cowboys are going to trade this nose tackle and expect to, invoke this. And to answer the question from Carol, it lasts until 2028. So as long as Micah Parsons stays on the Green Bay Packers and isn't traded to the Philadelphia Eagles, the New York Giants, or the Washington Commanders, the Green Bay Packers will not owe Dallas another first-round pick. But I love it. I love this type of pettiness. I love this type of competitiveness from, like, Jerry Jones essentially saying, no, we traded him away when we know we probably could have gotten more from Philly because we don't want to see him twice a year. So I personally love it. I do think it's bad for the sport because if every trade now has this level of competitive pettiness to it, then you're never going to see any big trades ever happen again. But I love this.
So I have a question about this. Is the pill an analgesic or a suppository?
Both.
Oh, definitely.
It's one and one.
But funny thing, if they traded them back to the Cowboys, they would have the same problem.
Mm-hmm. I mean, essentially, it's a good luck, wish you hell, like, type thing. Like, here, take this guy, but please.
I think it's a good defensive move though for them. Like, there's nothing, like, they're trying to get their players. I feel like that's more of like the business, like the offensive side of the business. Like, you're trying to beef up your own team, but you're also trying to protect yourself from the external threats. And he's a huge external threat to them. So that's just like Jerry Jones playing defense in his business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he just doesn't know how to play very well. So
That's true.
Speaking of not playing very well, let's take a look at how we did last week. Not too bad. Could have been better.
Some of us did fine.
They got us, Brady. They got us.
Yeah, I know. Look, Flock, don't sweat it. We're going to make a comeback. There's still plenty of games for me to go crazy. Like, who is Pepe Silva lines in the break room on chain smoking cigarettes to get us there. You just got to believe
10 games behind.
I'm just holding on to Jess like the toys on the truck at the end of Toy Story. I'm just dragging on, like, don't let me go, Slinky.
To be fair, they do make a comeback.
Yeah, they do.
Leapfrog Pad is the bad guy. It's Toy Story 5.
I heard that joke, Sam. This is
I did too.
Show. I know what you're talking about.
We're not going to go past that, folks. Anyway, let's get into our game of the week. I think there was a couple of good games this week, but we settled on this one. The Seahawks against the Rams. This is the battle for number 1 in the NFC West. Quite frankly, I don't think anybody thought these two teams were going to be 7-2 at this point. So, what do you guys think? Who you got?
All right, I'll take it. So yeah, I was a big proponent. I mean, if you watch one of our first videos, I said I didn't think Devontae Adams was going to be a good wide receiver 2 for the Rams, and he is leading the league in touchdowns right now.
Mhm.
So the Rams offense is playing really well, and their defense isn't too shabby either. And on the other flip side, the Seahawks, I didn't expect them to be causing such a riot in this division, considering one of their 2 big free agent acquisitions in Cooper Kupp has been sidelined and nagging with a foot injury, which is kind of, a big deal when you play wide receiver in the NFL. You kind of need 2 good feet. I would know. So what I look at this game is Matthew Stafford having a career year. The Seahawks defense is playing defense not like an NFL defense is playing currently. Like, they're playing great. They have a really good pressure rate. They're getting a bunch of turnovers. But my key to this game, I think, is that Rams run game. They have really been able to get some nice chunk plays out of both Blake Corum and Kyron Williams this year with that offense. And I think that is going to be really the key to this game, because we know that both these teams are going to come out and they're going to pass heavy. But it's going to be those 3rd and 3s, 2nd and 7s that are really going to dictate the pace of this game. So I have the Rams in this one, but I think it's going to be a shootout. This is like high 30s for both teams.
Yeah, I definitely took the Rams here. So this was a tough one because every week I talk about how exciting it is to watch the Seahawks defense. I think, offensively they're doing well. Also, they look
Talk
great.
about that every week.
I think pretty much every week I make some mention of liking the Seattle Seahawks defense and their scheme. But go on. Also, along those lines of people being wrong, the Devontae Adams thing, I did believe in Devontae this season, at the beginning of the season, when Brady said that he was not going to be much. Anyway, I agree that it's going to be, even though the defense on Seattle is exciting to watch, saying it for this episode, I do think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I unfortunately think that Darnold's probably going to make a few mistakes. I don't see that happening for Stafford, and I think Puka Nacua is going to continue fighting for those extra yards, and it's going to be fun. I took the Rams in this one by at least a touchdown.
Just to throw a little bit of shade back, 138.22 to 90.3. Just going to throw that there, Jess.
What is that?
The score of our fantasy football game last week where I trounced you. So,
okay. That's all right. I'm going on my 5th year in a row of kicking you in the nuts for this pick thing.
How many fantasy football leagues have we won since I've been?
How many have you won?
One.
One that you went up against me for in the championship round?
And I won. Who won?
Yeah. But you didn't think you were going to win. That's why you settled with me.
As commissioner, yes, you guys split the winnings because you guys were both afraid to lose.
I was propositioned by the one that was projected to lose.
And you agreed to it, and you lost.
Next time, I'll just take your money.
That's fine. Hold on. I got to get a prop for this. Hold on.
Oh, boy. While he's doing that, Tarek, go ahead.
I don't know what I was going to say. I'm just loving the passive-aggressive nature going on here, and I'm just eating it up. But I have the Rams to win, so I'm going along with the chalk on this one, I guess. But no idea what I was going to say about this at all. I'm just enjoying myself.
I am the only one that picked Seattle in this game. I think Seattle's going to win this one. Sam Darnold, last week, was absolutely horrible. His team scored 40-some points. He didn't throw for more than 150 yards. He threw 2 interceptions, lost a fumble, and they absolutely curb stomped the team that they played. Just without question. It was just that bad. That's how good the rest of the team is around him. Yeah, he stumbled last week. He's got a very good receiver to throw the ball to, and one that they just traded for in Rashid Shaheed from New Orleans, who I think, given another week of time with the team, he's going to be pretty good. He was pretty good in New Orleans with crappy quarterbacks throwing him the ball. So It's going to be a boon for Jackson Smith and Jigba. It's going to be a boon for him. It's going to be a boon for their run game because now they have to respect the pass game a little bit more. I got Seattle in this one. This is going to be a high-scoring game, just like everybody thinks. But I got Seattle.
Yeah, just for perspective, last week the games were identical. Seattle beat Arizona 44-22, and LA beat San Francisco 42-26. Now, I think we both agree the better team there out of the Cardinals and the 49ers, but I hope it's not in the 40s for both teams this week.
Jess, are you casting spells or making a cup of tea?
I'm making a cup of tea and hexing
all
Brady.
all I see is
Goddamn teabag.
I'm like, what the heck is going on?
I gotta put Brady's voodoo doll in here so it boils alive.
That's fine.
It's fine. I need to catch him anyway. I'm in last. Second to
I
last.
figured out it already been happening the way this week's been going, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Just keep making it worse, Jess. It's fine.
Listen,
I don't need to breathe.
somehow Sammy is in the middle of the pack though.
He's behind me.
Is he?
He's in last.
Oh, what? Maybe I'm
He
mixing
was.
you and
He was
Sammy.
middle of the pack for the week. He had 9 out of 9 wins, and me and Brady had 8. So, yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. Let's get into our pop panel quick pick'ems, brought to you by me right now. Let's see. We only have Carolina Panthers as a bounce back, I guess, after losing to New Orleans for Mr. Brady.
Yeah, this is kind of one of those toss-up games for me because Carolina has looked really good and they've looked not so good, and the same thing with Atlanta. I mean, they've shown if you stop Bijan Robinson, they have no offense, and I think Carolina may be able to do that more than Atlanta may be able to stop Rico Dowdle. Again, that's one that's a coin flip, and who knows. But another coin flip I think we should touch on is the Tampa Bay Buffalo game, because talking about teams looking awful last week,
Yeah.
Josh Allen looked like first-year Josh Allen last week against Miami, of all teams.
To be fair, they both looked kind of bad, both Buffalo and Tampa. Neither of them looked good.
Yeah, but we were talking about Tampa going all the way, and Baker finally finding his. I mean, he's been in a good spot for the last couple of years now, but they've been playing amazing football, and then they looked really bad. Whereas I feel like Buffalo's been on this little downward trend where they've been looking pretty rough for a few weeks now, and I keep thinking they're going to bounce back. But this one's a hard pick. I don't know if there's any last minute injuries or people out, then that will absolutely flip it.
Of course it will. Jessica's looking for those opportunities to be great.
That's how you win.
Just looking for the opportunity to be a pancake.
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the next section. And we're split on the Bengals and Steelers. Some of us believe in Joe Flacco going into Pittsburgh and winning a second time.
Yeah, it's a tough one because, I mean, realistically, with how good Pittsburgh's defense has looked in the last couple of games, they could be looking for a place to, looking up how to hide a body for Joe Flacco. But he put up 44 against that defense, 4 weeks ago? So it's not out of the realm of possibility. It's just whether, Aaron Rodgers can find someone that's not double covered DK Metcalf to throw the ball to, and if it doesn't fall through their hands. So
Yeah, the problem here that I don't have any faith in the Bengals defense, and the Steelers offense is okay enough to score some points, and the Bengals will let them.
This is a divisional for the AFC North. Bengals always, especially, they just make it hard with any of these divisional games. I'm going with Steelers in the defense, and I'm throwing my friend Dan a bone since he complains we all trash on the Steelers every single week. So I'm being nice, and since at the moment I have a similar pick to Jess, I feel like I picked right. So
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I am going to trash the Steelers. Sorry, Dan. But Aaron Rodgers, absolute trash.
Yes.
And quite frankly, what's funny is Joe Flacco has the right skill set to beat the Steelers. He doesn't hold on to the ball. He gets the ball out quick. which is how you beat them, which is why Daniel Jones struggled and lost. He held onto the ball too long, got antsy, and sacked a lot of times.
Yeah.
Flacco,
Daniel Jones doesn't have the experience. He's doing well despite not having as much experience as others. But yeah,
exactly. But Joe Flacco, 3-step drop, 5-step drop, boom, ball gone. They won't have time to get to him, and that's how he's going to beat him.
Another one that I think is going to be interesting is the Minnesota game. I mean, J.J. McCarthy, or as he likes to call himself, 9, because he thinks he's like a teenager playing. If you guys don't know,
like Ocho Cinco from like 20 years ago.
Yeah, he says like he taps into his anger and he becomes 9, like he's some sort of weird superhero. It's the cringiest crap you can ever imagine.
That's what my 9-year-old says.
Yeah, this is a adult male who plays football said this, but with the Chicago's defense having that high propensity to force turnovers, and I believe they're still leading the league in turnovers, and given that the Ravens defense, which meanwhile has played good in the last couple of weeks, did force 3 turnovers last week against that same Minnesota offense. So I'll be interested to see how that game plays out, because I could very well see Chicago winning that game.
And you know what? I'm going to throw a little love to the Houston Texans. Last week, that huge comeback to win that game.
Just Davis Mills.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
They have won like 5 in a row. They are back in playoff contention because they have just clawed their way back in. None of their wins were pretty.
Nope.
This one will be prettier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be a gimme win.
Should be.
Which means it won't be, because this NFL season has been anything but a gimme for anyone.
We had games I was watching Red Zone on Sunday, and there were games that like Miami or whatever was up 30 points to nothing on different points. And I'm like, what am I watching? So you guys are saying should, and I agree with you, should be a prettier game. I don't know at this point.
Which means it's going to be like 5-3 with like 10 completions for both teams at the end of the game.
Yeah, that's how it's going to end. For
It sounds like Houston has one of the best right tackles in the league. Howard.
He's good. It's just that last week the Jacksonville put up 29 unanswered points, and in the last quarter and a half let Houston just walk down the field at every turn.
Yeah, and
then gave it up. So it was Jacksonville not being able to finish and Houston not giving up until the clock hit 0.
Like
but I'm saying like part of the reason why Davis Mills probably was able to do well and Stroud is able to do well is he's a consistent factor on their offensive line. He's reducing the number of pressures that are getting to the quarterback. So I think that's going to be huge, not necessarily in this game, but in one matter.
Let's get into the next section. Chargers. This is another game we could have picked. Chargers against Jacksonville. Jacksonville needs a bounce back game. Chargers may be right for it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
Chargers are banged up. I mean, they still haven't got 100% healthy. Like, they're still missing a lot of key pieces, but they're still putting up numbers on offense. Their defense, like just talk about the Pittsburgh game last week. There were so many times where Aaron Rodgers, he gets so locked in on his first look that he refuses to look somewhere else. And he's throwing into double coverage when you've got a wide open man right there in the flat for 6 yards. So,
is Khalil Mack playing?
Yeah, he played last week.
The Chargers are 5-1 when Mack plays, 2-2 when he's out.
Yeah, but Jaguars, if they'd have actually, if they know how to learn how to finish a game, they're a dangerous team.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the team that knocked the Chargers out of the playoffs last year.
Tell you what, though,
after being down by 21 points.
The San Francisco-Arizona game, talking about needing a bounce back, with San Francisco getting their quarterback back, and as absolutely, I don't think I've ever watched a quarter of football like the Cardinals game last week, where they got absolutely dominated. Like, it was just like there was a baby blackout for that entire team for the first quarter. Like, they did not show up. They did not look ready. They did not look prepared, and they got absolutely demolished. Like, you need to take liquor and kerosene into that whole thing and just light it up. But I don't know. Arizona with Jacoby Brissett, like they look really good, but that was the first time they looked completely inept. So I'm gonna be interested to see how San Francisco plays with their starter back, but who knows?
I gotta say, this is the best game for Purdy to come back on. It's an easier game. It's something he can work his way into without too much of an issue.
Yeah, isn't their defense like the worst in the league?
No.
One of the worst.
That's the Cowboys or the Ravens.
First of all, Ravens are no longer the worst.
That's why I said Cowboys or Ravens. They're both pretty bad still.
Oh, yeah, no, actually. Sweat is at 5th in the league for sacks. And tied for first for forced some fumbles. Okay, never mind. I take that back. I don't know how the rest of the defense looks, though.
I mean, the fact that they're always on defense because their offense can't score.
Yeah, can't get a first down, but
yeah. All right. And we got one person picking Philly. One person believes Philly. And 2 people believe Denver gonna win.
Well, one of them's a little bit of a homer.
Which one do you want me to talk about first? Denver, I think, has got a shot. Travis Kelce has not looked good this season. Patrick Mahomes has shown holes. Denver's hit or miss. They kind of play to the team they're against. So I think Denver's got a shot, especially it's in Denver. So I think there's something there. As for Philly, I think I just picked who was rated higher on Yahoo. So I don't really have a thing for that one. They just had a higher go for on that one.
The only reason why I picked Kansas City is I think Pat Surtain is still going to be out this week. And while Denver has a penchant for playing ugly games and winning those ugly games, I don't think Kansas City is going to play an ugly game. Coming off of a bye, they're going to clean up those things that they normally do because it's an Andy Reid-led team. And, I hate to say it, but they're right back in that playoff contention. They're in the 4, they're in like the 9 spot, like in the hunt right now, just based on tiebreakers and everything like that. So I could see them taking this game and start making that push to get that division lead back.
They are 8th.
8th, there we go.
You see Denver winning this game, and I actually hope it does go that way, and I would take that loss. Their defense looks really good, and they're very disruptive. So with that, I could see, Patrick Mahomes getting forced fumbles, interceptions. I could see them not looking good this game.
I have Denver winning it simply because last year they lost on a missed field goal. I think they're looking for a little bit of revenge, and I think they get it this week. As far as Detroit over Philly, I think Detroit's offense is going to be a little too much for Philly, and until Philadelphia Eagles can get their full wide receiver core going, I think they're going to struggle to win games. They're going to win them, but they're going to struggle.
Yeah, it's
I
not
mean,
a
they're
good look.
healthy enough.
Yeah, but it's not a good
get
look.
AJ Brown on the ball.
Well,
No,
he
but
goes on his own live stream and essentially says, if you have me in fantasy football, trade me or drop me.
He did.
Yeah.
Who said
Well, I
that?
mean,
AJ Brown did.
Oh,
but you
wow.
see, like, even when he's getting targeted, like, the throws are terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know why Hurts gets so much praise. He's like, he cannot throw the ball that well. You have AJ Brown. What are you doing?
This isn't a hot take. You could take any NFL starting quarterback right now and plug him into Philly's offense.
I agree.
He'll have just as much, if not more, success than Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I don't get it.
All right, well, that's a wrap on tonight. Just under 30 minutes. We're doing well. Thank you guys so much for watching. We do appreciate it. Appreciate the people commenting on stage here so we can interact and have some fun there. Subscribe so you know when we put out these videos, because right now we're doing them Tuesday, Wednesdays, or Thursdays. We'll see. And we're trying to do shorts and put them out, and you get to see our lovely faces even more. If you look in the description, there is a link to Brady and his dad's book. There's a link to our Facebook group where you can create and join the chatter. We also have the time and date for the band show in Too Deep. And I think that's about it. But as always, I'm Tarek.
I'm Jessica.
I'm a real horror show.
And I am Sam, and I'm going to take him down next session in D&D.
No, you're not.
Have a great football week.
They all.
Bye.